which remaining team is the best?
The Boston Celtics, the team I've been hugging since they swept the Brooklyn Nets. And you can see why this team swept the Brooklyn Nets and disposed of the NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. They play defense. They're deep and they're balanced. You talk about them offensively before we get to their defensive prowess, and you talk about Jayson Tatum, who is a budding superstar in this league and who gets you buckets when you need them most. Assisted with Jaylen Brown, you can see that their offensive scheme is going to put pressure on you. But what's going to kill you is their defensive presence, how they can continue to go out there and load up on the other end of the court, led by the Defensive Player of the Year in Marcus Smart. They held the Milwaukee Bucks to 97 points a game and 41% shooting. And that's with Giannis out there, y'all. Giannis still had a great series overall, but that Game 7 is not exactly Giannis' level of efficiency. He went out there and shot 38% when they needed him most because they could go out there and lead with their defensive presence. I know that the Golden State Warriors came to mind for me, and I try to insert them in this conversation, but they've been up and down in terms of their shooting this postseason. So I had to go with the team that's most balanced, the deepest, the one that plays the best D, Boston Celtics.
I like it. I'm going with the Celtics as well. Slick, when I talk about the four remaining entities, if you will, in the playoffs, that is the Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, I see two really good teams. Miami Heat, Boston Celtics. I see a really good individual, Luka Doncic. And I see a good team with good individuals in the Warriors, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green. So if you want to ask the question and answer the question, the best team, well, the Celtics are the greater team than the Miami Heat. And the Miami Heat, I think, are the next best basketball team. You're talking about conglomerate of players. Who can give you buckets? When can they give you buckets? And what array of talent can give you the buckets? Heat, Celtics. Then you got the Mavericks. And, boy, I love the Mavericks. But it's Luka. Let's be real. Luka going to give you 37, 38 points per game, second highest points per game in playoff history behind the only Michael Jordan. Then you got the Warriors. The Warriors are not the team of 2015, 2016, 2017, though they are still a good team. And Steph Curry, to me, is not the same Steph Curry of 2014 or 2015, 2016, but he is still a good Steph Curry. So if you want to talk about who's the best team, it's got to be the Celtics, because the Celtics have shown they can dismantle talent. I love Luka, but as much as I love Luka as a basketball player, I love Giannis more. And the Celtics dismantled the Bucks of Giannis. Love Kevin Durant as a basketball player. But as much as you love Kevin Durant as a basketball player, the Bucks didn't even let Kevin Durant get one game. The Celtics, did not even let Kevin Durant get one game. So the Celtics are clearly greater than any individual, and Luka is the individual. And I think the Celtics are a greater team than the next greatest team of the Miami Heat. It's got to be the Boston Celtics, Slick.
Oh, Slick having some technical issues over there. Do we have it? Slick, you back? You paid your bill? You dial up?
I hope so.
You have mail. Okay, Slick is back with us. What you got, Slick?
It's clean sweep. I'm with you on the Celtics, wow. And for a couple of different reasons, but I can't disagree with anything that both of you said. Number one, when I look at what they were during the regular season and how they were a dominant team then, they've replicated that better than anybody else or as well. And they've done it against arguably the stiffest competition ultimately to get there. Let's look at the overall net rating. This is the balance between their defensive excellence and their offensive excellence. And let's look at the four remaining teams and see how they stack up. This is the regular season. Among all the teams, they were the best among those that have been left, that are left standing. Now, if we go to the playoffs, the Miami Heat have moved ahead of them, but you can't ignore the fact that they've had the easiest road to the conference finals of any of the four teams. Playing an Atlanta Hawks team that was subpar all year long and simply wasn't able to take a step up in the postseason, and then the Philadelphia 76ers and all of their problems. Meanwhile, the Celtics are knocking off the defending champions and doing it by winning in a variety of ways. We need to outscore you. We can do that. Do we need to shut you down? We can do that. And I just look at the versatility of their team. They can get scoring from multiple places. They get defense from multiple places. And consider this. They did all that against Milwaukee with Marcus Smart missing a game and Robert Williams, who looks like he's on the verge of coming back, another defensive player of the year candidate, missing the vast majority of that series. So I'm going to give the Dallas Mavericks a little more credit than just being a one-trick pony. I think that's not fair to Dorian Finney-Smith and Jalen Brunson and the job that Jason Kidd has done utilizing all his different pieces. I think it's going to be a very competitive series. But if we're talking about just who is the overall best team and who I have to have as the prohibitive favorite to win it all at this point, now that we're down to a Final Four, it has to be the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I guess we're echoing the same thing because it's that evident. We'll see if all three of our bets that have been placed will actually be winning bets. And for you guys out there who were struggling to hear Slick Rick through his Wi-Fi hotel service, basically he said, I agree with Wiley.